Stitson. Roukas down a game, former Open Series champion here with Miracles. As we join game number 2 in progress, we'll get you an idea exactly what the battlefield does look like. As it looks like Stitson does have multiple copies of Sensei's Divine Top on the battlefield. There's also a Snapcaster Mage, a bunch of lands too. It looks like Roukas may have missed some land drops, but he's going to sacrifice some fetch lands here. Search 2 lands out of his deck.
We're coming in the middle of the game. It looks like it's been going on for a while now, so hard to know for sure who's ahead, but one person has top and the other doesn't. So unless there's something really compelling going on we haven't been made aware of just yet, Stitson has an edge right now.
It appears as though Roukas has quite a few more cards in hand than Stitson does, and there's a counter spell, looks like, on Snapcaster Mage. But this one appears to be pretty close, especially given the life totals. There is the counter spell on Snapcaster. And now Roukas is going to get to untap. So Sam will draw. Arid Mesa. He'll attack here for 2. Oh, there is Arid Mesa. He does have a Jace, a couple copies of Force of Will, and he'll play a top of his own. Looks like we're going to see Stitson spin a top here. Terminus, Force of Will, Red Elemental Blast among the cards. We're going to head back his way. He'll draw a card. He'll attempt a Jace. Roukas will very quickly sacrifice his Arid Mesa. Going to search up a Volcanic Island. A lot of red sources in his deck.
Way more than Reed's, for example.
Yeah.
Or even Joe Lissette's.
Looks like he's going to hardcast a Force of Will. Red Elemental Blast will take care of that. This will be an alternate cast here on Force of Will, removing a Force of Will. And here's actual counterspell. All right. So Jace is in. Roukas will attack. He'll play a Jace now. We'll see how he wants to use his Jace.
I have to imagine Brainstorm is the biggest priority right now.
Looks like you nailed it. Found a Pyroblast in there too. There is Pyroblast on Jace. That'll resolve. Jace down. Now Roukas wants to draw a card. And now he can assemble Counterbalance with a 1 on top. That's pretty nice.
Yep. Well, the door is open potentially for Entreat.
Yep. We'll see. Yeah, this looks like it's going to resolve. Though Stitson taking a look at his graveyard here.
No, I didn't force the Jace, and he didn't force the Red Blast on his Jace.
Yeah, so you can't imagine him having force here at all. Looks like he's going to draw Red Elemental Blast. Don't want to cast that now, though. Yep, going to pass. Might see it in the draw step. Yep. Misty Rainforest. Chase down. Snapcaster Mage. Counterbalance down.
Good sequencing here from Stitson. Very nice. Found out the close is clear. Got the counterbalance off the table.
In for 2 comes Roukas. Snapcaster Mages will trade. Stitson will spin. He'll untap and draw. Scalding Tarn will give him a fresh look. He'll spin again very quickly.
It's rare to see the miracle game like this, where it's just like both players are out. There's a top on the table and some lands. 1 card in hand between 2 players.
Yep.
Feels like a race to Jace and Treat.
Both players are spinning quick,
Counterbalance probably. Huge draw here.
Yep. Spin again. Terminus among those cards. Draw a card. I think counterbalance may have been found. Yep. Trying to lock it in.
I mean, that's a big step one. Entreat's still a trump here.
Yes, as it oftentimes is. And Roukas does play 2 entreats. Quick spin at the top. Stitson will draw. He'll play a fetch land. Pass the turn back. He's in no rush.
He's in the driver's seat now. I mean, so many of Roukas' draws are cut off.
Well, he was in the driver's seat. Roukas' top card now is Entreat the Angels. Here's a Vendilion click. This is in response to the fetch. I don't think Stitson was prepared for that. He'll spin again. Maybe he wants to draw one of these cards now. He'll just hardcast Force of Will. Now he gets the fetch. There's a Tundra. May have been the bait spell, though.
Yep. And, I mean, the click one way or the other will clear the path for Entreat.
Yep. Spin to win. Top 3. Maybe a Vendilion in there. Another top, pass the turn back. Roukas is going to spin. He's comfortable drawing Entreat the Angels. So that's what he's going to do. Now, if Stitson has a Vendilion click on top of the deck, you can actually take this from your opponent with a Miracle Trigger.
Yes, because there will be then a second card drawn.
Yep. Well, no, what actually happens, it has nothing to do with the second card being drawn. It's in your hand, you put it on the bottom of the deck. Yeah, that's what happens. And then you can't cast it. So, Entreat resolved. Stitson going to draw a card with top. Here's a Ponder. Shuffle very fast.
Now, Stitson at 13, not dead in one hit.
He needs Terminus, though. We've already seen one. Mystery card coming. Brainstorm now. But he's resolving these cards fast. Sam going to sacrifice that Misty Rainforest. Search for a land here. He wants a basic island. You said it's not a lethal attack yet with these Angels. Now Roukas will spin the top again. Force will, I think Force will and counterspell in there.
Yeah, but it looks like Stitson's going to try to cut this off before the draw occurs.
Well. Draw a card, then spin top. Here by Sam. Now Sam's going to cast Counterspell. Stitson's hand has Pyroblast. Angels down.
And also, okay, big draw there. Wow.
And now counters. Jeez.
Stitson just had it all here.
Now he plays top again and passes the turn
and
back.
Now Roukas' top is gone. I mean, it's top counterbalance feed nothing.
Another top past the turn back. Jeez, that exchange. A little bit of confusion here. We'll see exactly what's being asked here.
Yeah.
We'll find out from our table spotter, of course. Because that was a heck of a sequence there between Stitson and Roukas with the Entreat the Angels. Okay, so it looks like there was a little bit of miscommunication between whose turn it was. Chris thought Sam said that it was his turn. So I think they're going to try to repair the game state. Miscommunication between the players.
It's happened to me once before, playing for top 8 of a Grand Prix.
Okay.
Back in 2001, I was assigned a game loss for that.
You can remember that far back?
Yeah. First winning in for a Grand Prix top 8.
All right, fair enough. All right.
It's a big match.
No, I'll give it to you.
I know back in 2001, they gave me a game loss, and they did not hesitate to give me a game loss.
I would be surprised if that's the case here. But as the players are going to try to plead both their sides with the head judge of the tournament, we will get an idea what's going on here. I mean, those last couple of turns, they did move pretty fast.
Yeah. I mean, and you can tell there's definitely some nervous energy on both sides of the table. I think Roukas thought he was going to be able to punch through and get his Entreat tokens to stick. Stitson had everything.
Yeah.
Now the game is firmly in Stitson's control. Players speeding up a little bit, and now we have a miscommunication here.
So we'll find out what our ruling is, but in the meantime, we're going to come back to the booth here as these two players talk it out, and we'll get a ruling from our head judge as we are in the quarterfinals here from New Jersey. We have Chris Anderson. He picked up a loss. He's all done. Tom Keating with a bit of an upset there. Pretty impressive win by Tom.
Definitely. On a 5-card hand, no ley line, seemed really rough. But another reliquary, a bunch of wastelands, while Chris had nothing in terms of mana acceleration or a fast combo to work through. And Chris just never got off the ground in the third game. Yeah,
kind of surprising there, especially with the mulligan of 5, no ley line, as you said. But that takes care of Anderson. Keating all the way through. Going to play against Ross Merriam soon here. So one thing you guys can do at home while we are waiting, you can, of course, take a look at our coverage page at StarCityGames.com to find out exactly what the deck lists do look like, because if you take a look at Tom Keating's deck, Chalice of the Void is going to be a big deal in that matchup against Ross, but I think Ross is pretty heavily favored, especially because they're going to be on the play because of the higher seed.
Well, it's going to be a challenge if Chalice shows up game 1. That's going to be tough.
We're all good now. We'll find out if a warning or anything of that nature was issued so we can communicate that to you guys at home. But as things stand, Stitson with 2 tops and a counterbalance on the battlefield to Sam Roukas' nothing. And now a Jace the Mind Sculptor.
So I think at this point, Chris can go straight to Fate Seal You Out.
Yep. Now, for those of you guys wondering at home, the ruling, the way things did happen actually were the way that things were supposed to happen, so no need to back up and repair the game state. And now, how things are happening with Jace, not particularly good for Sam. As Jace is ticking up and Fate Sealing away, Stitson on Roukas' end step is going to continuously activate his top, going to try to sculpt his hand a little bit better. Top card going to go to the bottom there for Roukas. He'll draw a card. And can he get out of this lock? Well, fetch land is not a bad place to start. Here's a top. Stitson's going to spin, see if he can find a 1. I think he just did. Reveal that. See you later, top. Going to spin to hide the top. Wants to keep floating a 1 on top.
Yeah, you don't want to be in a position where you have to put a top on top of your deck and then some other spell can resolve. So you like to float a 1 here.
Going to leave it on top. Roukas is going to shuffle his deck, get a basic island out. That's what the fetch land's useful for.
Now 2 turns away, though. And most of Roukas' deck just locked out at this point.
Roukas will draw. Pyroblast among those cards. I'd be surprised if he can find a way to slide that through.
It would require quite the bungle from Stitson at this point for a Pyroblast to resolve.
A 3rd top. Jace up to 13. Stitson says you can keep that one. Flusterstorm the draw. Here's a Brainstorm. Stitson will spin. Is there a 1? Oh, yeah. And that is going to do it. Christopher Stitson's going to win this match over Sam Roukas, 2-0. The Miracle's Mirror goes to the player on the right, and he's going to be going up against Caleb Scherer now in the semifinals. Pretty impressive win.
That was great. I mean, most Miracle Mirror matches I've watched, players are playing with a lot of stuff in their hand the whole time, and eventually Jace or Entreat just sort of pushes someone out of the game.